James Gunn's Superman has finally managed to beat Zack Snyder's Man of Steel in terms of profit at the worldwide box office collection. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Please like, share and subscribe for more. With a streaming release date of September 19th, James Gunn wanted to ensure that people could watch the DCU flick because Peacemaker Season 2 delves heavily into the concepts introduced in the 2025 flick. Well, with a recent streaming release, Superman is currently dominating the streaming charts as the film is the most streamed film on HBO Max around the world. James Gunn's Superman has finally managed to beat Zack Snyder's Man of Steel in terms of profit at the worldwide box office collection. Superman box office. James Gunn beats Zack Snyder's Man of Steel in profits after conquering HBO Max. Well, James Gunn's DCU was all set for motion, and Superman was going to be Gunn's tentpole on which the entirety of the cinematic universe would be based. Fortunately for the director, Superman turned out to be a massive success, which was loved and enjoyed by millions of people. The tentpole project turned out to be one of the best iterations of Superman, which eventually kick-started the DCU to be bigger and better. Superman beating Zack Snyder's Man of Steel is proof that the character didn't die with the DCU, and fans actually enjoyed Gunn's humble and humorous take on the character of Kal-El. The tentpole DCU flick has now become a hope for people that Gunn's upcoming DCU movies will follow a similar tone of humor, serious storylines, and unseriousness. Of course, the world will have to wait and watch the future of DCU, but at this moment, it's looking bright. According to Flix Patrol, the movie has been ranking number 1 around the world ever since its digital debut on September 19th. Add that to the iconic way James Gunn beat Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, and you have got yourself a symbol of hope for the DCU. What are your thoughts about Superman? Let us know in the comments below. James Gunn dismissed demands for a blue-gray suited Batman, stating the reverence the character had in pop culture and prioritizing story. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Please like, share and subscribe for more. James Gunn doesn't give a damn about DCU Batman's comic-accurate suit. None of those things are important to me. Batman fans have been notoriously particular about who plays their favorite hero. He is one of the most popular superheroes in the world, and all live-action iterations have faced some controversy or another. From Michael Keaton to Ben Affleck to Robert Pattinson, all actors have faced intense backlash when announced, only to be accepted post-release. However, James Gunn is really in a tricky spot when it comes to Batman, as Matt Reeves' version has already been a hit, and Robert Pattinson's Batman will not fit in well with Gunn's DCU. It is currently an Elseworlds project, and the delay in the sequel has also led to a delay in The Brave and the Bold, as the studio does not want two Batmen on screens so close. James Gunn just dismissed fans' demand for a classic Batman with a blue-gray suit in the DCU. He stated that such demands were divisive, with no fan agreeing with the other, and such elements were not a priority for him at the moment, as the co-chief of DC Studios. While Ben Affleck's suit has been the grayest so far, the blue has not been seen in live action. George Clooney's suit was sort of blue. When asked if he would be bringing in the classic comic book accurate Batsuit, Gunn said in the Two Bears One Cave podcast, "None of those things are what's most important to me. What matters is the character, the story. And I think that we have a really, really good story now for what's happening with Batman. There have been no concrete developments regarding Batman, the Brave and the Bold, which is set to be the solo movie on DCU's Batman. However, the Caped Crusader has already made his first appearance, albeit in animated form, in Creature Commandos. There's a religious aspect to so much of this stuff that's very uncomfortable because, should Batman have white eyes? That's a big subject of conversation. And it's like, guys, that's really what matters. But those are the things they care about. Should his utility belt be yellow? Should he have the yellow crest around the bat? All of that sort of stuff." The filmmaker mentioned how he has been asked about the comic-accurate blue-gray suit for the Caped Crusader, but has also received contradictory demands from other fans. Hence, he mentioned, it was not important for him, and that he prioritized story over everything else. Gunn has also been front and center as the co-chief of DC Studios and regularly takes questions from fans. So, fans no doubt have demands for their favorite characters, and Gunn cannot just say he did not listen and did his own thing. Some might say that it is not possible to do Batman without it being gritty, and to them, I say, Adam West's Batman existed. James Gunn said in the podcast that the Batman he fell in love with was the 70s Neil Adams comics that took the character back to his dark and brooding roots after West's version mellowed him down. Reading the sort of early 70s Neil Adams Batman comics that were much darker and grittier. And I was like, oh, I like this Batman. You know, I had seen like the sillier Batman. And I'd seen the sillier Batman on TV, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. And it was supernatural Batman, too, which is something we've never seen Batman in, like a sort of supernatural environment. While Gunn may say that he is fond of a supernatural Batman, it is highly unlikely that such an iteration would make it into the DCU, as Superman and Peacemaker have already established the tone of the franchise. We had incredible takes on Batman with Zack Snyder's DCU and Matt Reeves' ultra-realistic The Batman. The DCU's Batman will have to double down and go the absolute Batman way, or fans will have to make do with a lighter-caped Crusader. What do you think James Gunn will do with Batman in the DCU? Comment below. James Gunn's confession about the casting of Superman adds fuel to the fire about the delays that have been happening for his Batman project. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Please like, share and subscribe for more. Much like Superman, there have been several iterations of Batman as well. From a goofy to a grim detective, Batman has evolved quite a lot throughout the years. Following the departure of Henry Cavill from the DCU, Ben Affleck also called it quits for his role of Batman in the Zack Snyder universe. Cavill was then replaced by David Corenswet, but we still don't have a replacement for Henry Cavill. There were rumors that Brendan Sklenar is in talks to portray the role of Batman in James Gunn's DCU. Considering that Superman was already cast, starred in a 2025 movie, and is now available for streaming, it seems strange that we don't have any news about Batman. James Gunn has done it again. He has found a way to make a good solution worse with his opinions. His latest confession regarding casting Superman has made his Batman casting delay even worse, since the director essentially contradicted himself. On the Two Bears One Cave podcast, via YouTube, Gunn stated that it is more difficult to cast an actor for the role of Superman compared to Batman because Batman doesn't have Batman face. Batman's wearing a mask. Batman doesn't have Batman face. Like the thing about our Supermans is they've all had Superman face. That's a specific sort of thing because people kind of have some idea of what Superman looks like from the comics. David Corenswet has already been cast as Superman in the DCU, so where's Batman? Sure, there are some contenders and fan casts about who will portray Batman in Gunn's universe, but no official announcements have been made yet. It was in the Two Bears One Cave podcast that James Gunn revealed an update on the state of things for the brave and the bold. The director had probably one of the best updates to share about the upcoming project. None of those things are what's most important to me. What matters is the character, the story. He continued,